Hello, guys. Alan here at the Llama Queen and Langley. So I'm here with Mr. Nick Svab here.
Oh, hey.
And Nick today was going to show you how to tune just a general tune-up of the snare drum. Oh, now
Yeah, that sounds real nice, doesn't it?
what's the good time frame to say just to retune the snare drum?
Number one easy thing to look at is if you just physically or personally don't like your sound of your drum. If you don't like the sound, then yeah, maybe you want to start with the tuning. But when it comes to reskinning your drum, another obvious one is if your skin is literally beat up. And then if it's not just that, then maybe it's the bottom skin and maybe it's just lost its life. You know, maybe it's a really old head that just needs to be swapped out and put a new one on.
Do you tune the only top side or the whole bottom, top and bottom?
Definitely tune the whole drum. So that's obviously not meaning you're tuning the drum shell, but you're tuning each drum head to the pitch of the shell. What I'm going to do today, at least, is just going to be tuning this drum to the pitch that I think this drum wants to sit in.
And how do you determine the tune of the shell relative to the tune of how you tune into the skin?
Good question. There's a couple ways of learning that. There's the common, what's the pitch of the shell, right? So that's the general sound I'm hearing for one of the higher notes in there. I try to follow the higher note because otherwise it's maybe picking up the sound from the drum head from here or here, as they have very low tuning. So all of that other stuff that you're hearing is a low tuning. But even when I hit this drum head, there's a general overtone that comes out of it with ish, somewhere in that range. So I know from the get-go that that's kind of where I want to head with this drum, is somewhere in that kind of range. Step one would be to I have all these tension rods or screws. They're very loose. All you need is your trusty drum key. So right now, I'm just gonna go around the drum and it's a little bit tight for the fingers, but I know that it's still very loose. So I'm just gonna go around and just kind of give a security kind of little tighten. And there's a lot of elements to tuning where you kind of have to get familiar with either your own system of tuning or just how you feel out things in the beginning or throughout the process of tuning. Right now, I'm just kind of feeling for the fact that some of these are indeed looser than the others, but that may be deceiving because the pitch. That was very fast. It's hard to pick up all the overtones from that, but generally you will find that there's going to be some that are going to be off on this side, and they're going to carry quite a bit right now because there's going to be the top and the bottom. I'm trying to eliminate the sounds of the overtones to distract me. I'm going to try to correct that on the top to get this in the right zone.
Okay.
There's a good example, actually. This one's very easy. There's a ding-dong effect of ding-dong, ding, So, there we go. They're matching. They're not obviously different notes now. All right, and we can refine that process of whether or not they're sharp or flat later, but right now they're in the same zone. You may have noticed that I switched from this one to this one. This one's a higher note. We're going to follow the high note. tell, I'm doing a lot of minor adjustments, and it's a lot of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Oh.
All of this is connected. There's a string from here to there. There's this imaginary string from here to here and there and so forth. It's also close in proximity to these as well. Therefore, all this is having an influencing factor to each other. We want our drum to sing, not our heads. So that's the aim of the game here, is because that's why we're trying to find the pitch zone of this shell in particular. There we go. Get it just so that they're all finger tight, really, basically. These lugs are jiggly, and it may be a little bit tough to do that with my finger right here. So I can get a general sense with my own touch that this is about finger tight. And of course, if you have questions, either call me, your local expert at your local music store, or watch some videos. Regardless, just enjoy the process. Now, one thing that's a trick for this is we're gonna put a drumstick underneath the snare wire so we get none of that. Oh, that's fun, that's all over the place. I'm botching this a little bit, okay? But we're gonna get there, it's gonna sound good. She's loose. She's loose over here. And she's loose over here. That's an octave, right? Is that an octave? That's an octave? Okay, yeah. So let's say this doesn't sound good as an octave difference. Then let's do a seventh, and then let's do a fifth, and then a third. One of them is more than likely going to be your magic spot. A little ringy on the top, so maybe we want it a little less, right? Because if this is, it's very ringy, we're hearing that ring like that. So I'm going to dial this back a little bit. That's a pretty good spot to be happy with the snare drum without getting too in depth about it. If you want that big open rock sound that's crisp and open, maybe I already said that, but if you want that, then somewhere in that range sounds pretty good to me. Let me see if I can do a tune up on the bottom and maybe change the articulation a little bit. Because I can hear the pitch climb down. So tells me that it's more than likely the bottom head, that if I wanted the pitch to change, then it's the bottom head that I would change. This one spot, man. Hey. Let's hear how this sounds. Shorten that sustain a lot, so you now have a lot more focused of a sound. Yeah, that's almost, it's like it's gated itself compared to before. It's still open when you crack it, but that's a lot more focused. If you wanted a bit more of an open, fat sound, less ringy on the top, maybe bring it down just a little bit. And of course, now I'm not focusing on whether or not this is in tune with the bottom, but I'm kind of just doing a quick tune down to see whether or not the snare drum wants to. Girthy. Sounds pretty good to me.
Compared to what it sounded before, it's much better.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Nice.
If you have any additional questions, like I said, reach out to your local music store for any of the drum experts there, or if you're around the Longmacquaid-Langley area in British Columbia, Canada, then I, Nick Svab, am here and happy to help with any of your tuning questions, drum questions in general. And if you want a new snare drum, come see me.
Oh, thank you very much, Nick.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime.